Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu faces potential arrest in UK following an international criminal court, ICC, warrant for alleged war crimes in Gaza, which also includes former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. Downing Street has confirmed the UK will uphold its legal obligations under ICC Act 2001, which mandates compliance with such warrants. While the government refrained from commenting on specific causes, a spokesperson emphasized that Netanyahu would not receive special treatment if he were to visit UK. The ICC actions have sparked political debate, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And at the same time, you got, what's his name, comes out. Justin Trudeau comes out, page 9 it is, and he says the following. Let me see, does it say, it says page 9 here, but I don't have it. Where is page 9, Rob? It says Justin Trudeau, Canada's Trudeau. Do you see that story? I don't have it here. Is it on 10?
Right here.
Okay.
9.
Canada's Trudeau says he would arrest Netanyahu in ICC orders. He stated on Thursday that Canada would enforce the ICC warrant for Prime Minister Netanyahu, emphasizing we stand up for international law and we will abide by all the regulations and ruling of the international courts. This is just who we are as Canadians. Trudeau highlighted broader goals amid the Gaza conflict, such as aid flowing in, the release of hostages, and return to two-state solution, condemning Hamas while urging for a ceasefire to protect civilians. He acknowledged the domestic challenges for Canadian communities impacted by the conflict, stating, we have to remember who we are, be there for each other, pushing for peace and stability as hard as we can. Tom.
This whole thing is borderline ridiculous. You've got two countries that are basically at war, one against its will, right? Israel's been dragged into a war, and it is a war. It's not just a border skirmish and a battle, it's a war. And they have been dragged into it. And now you're going to say that all of the leaders that are doing things that are horrible and the people from Hamas and Hezbollah and Iranian leaders that are responsible for things, funding them, encouraging them, and doing all this, the one guy that you say, we're going to pull him over for speeding because, he's done some things and these are war crimes. Some civilians have died. These are war crimes. The one guy the ICC wants to pull over is Netanyahu. Shouldn't there be a long list of other people from Iran and Syria and some other locations? Really? The one guy you want to pull over? And then the UK says, we'll back it up, but you got to remember who's speaking and who the UK is. If you've been to London, you know why they call it right now Londonistan. You know why they call it that. That's not a bad nickname. That's what's going on. And the political climate, just like Minneapolis, just like we have with Omar and our own government, this is the things they say. And so you're not hearing the core of the UK. You're not hearing sensible, Western leaders saying, hang on a second, there's a war going on and there's people, should be a whole group of people that's pulled over for speeding here. Look at this. And then you've got Trudeau. Don't look at Trudeau as a Western Canadian. He's a socialist Marxist that was elected by his last name and is doing his best to ensure he's unelected at the first opportunity, which will happen. That's what's going on here. It's ridiculous. This is the liberal side. Of media that's pulling these things together. And this is the liberal side of life that's pulling all these things together. And they're out there. And then you've got, Lindsey Graham, a voice of reason, saying, hang on. If you're going to go follow the internet, the ICC, and you're going to start arresting people, you're going to have some problems with us. You're going to have some serious problems, which is the same thing you're going to hear from Trump when it comes out. It'd be like, wait a minute, who's doing what? Who's going to arrest who? There's a whole list of people ICC should be putting on arrest warrants here. There's a war going on. It's terrible. It's horrible. Civilians have died. It's horrible. But this is really ridiculous.
Yeah, just a quick list of... Do you understand how the ICC works? So, there's the United Nations Security Council. I think there's 5 permanent members on the UN Security Council. So there's 3 that are kind of on our team, and there are 2 on the other team. So you have the US, you have the UK, and you have France. And then number 4 and 5 are China and Russia. And at any point, anyone can veto or suggest that someone goes to the criminal court of the ICC, the International Criminal Court. So here's who's been recommended to go to the criminal court, but it's been blocked by China and Russia. Do you remember what Bashar al-Assad did to his people in Syria? Hundreds of thousands, if not over 1 million people dead in a Syrian civil war. This good-looking gentleman right here, Bashar al-Assad, 1 million people dead. No arrest, no nothing.
And he probably used biochemical.
Well, he did. Okay. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, what they're doing to basically subjugate their people, the thug-like regime in Iran, no ramifications, no nothing. By the way, let's not mention what China and the CCP are doing to the Uyghurs, basically putting them in work camps, and just don't worry about these concentration camps that they got going on. I think even Putin was recommended by the ICC. The point is, they're a toothless organization that has they're all bark, no bite. And the United Nations, I used to be like, this is corrupt, this is what's going on. Just think about it. If you want to just put Israel in a vacuum for a second, how many Arab states or Muslim states exist in the world? Take a guess. 50. Okay, give or take. Someone might say, well, it's only 49. Okay, you got me. How many Jewish states? 1. So automatically, if you're not on Team Israel, you're losing 50-1 right here. So thank God the United States is an ally to Israel, and they will at least stand for justice and reality here. Because, and this is a weird analogy here, but you do the body count thing, I'm talking actual deaths. If you look at what's going on in Sudan, you look at what's going on in Yemen, you look what's going on in countless countries all over the world, you have, in Russia and Ukraine, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people dead. The latest number that came out of Gaza, which is horrible. Nobody wants this war. 40,000 dead. Even Hamas has acknowledged that half of those people that have been dead were actually Hamas terrorists. So you're looking at a 2-to-1 ratio, which is one of the upper echelons of wars. In war, in combat zones, it's not like they're fighting in a field somewhere. They're in towns, they're in buildings. Hamas is embedding weaponry in hospitals, schools, playgrounds, mosques. What is Israel to do?
Garages under townhouses.
So what we've learned is one thing, and this is sort of the Justin Trudeau analogy here. Up is down, left is right, the sun is the moon, everything's upside down. And if you're a hater and if you're progressive leftist and you're somehow aligned with the jihadists, you don't tell the truth.
Who the ICC has done this with in the past. That's what I'm trying to find out. I just went online to see who ICC's president is. It's this lady named Judge Tomoko Akane, who is Japanese, who is the president of ICC. What I'm trying to find out is who else have they issued arrest warrants for? Okay, can you zoom in so we can see? Okay, so we saw that one. We already talked about that one. Putin in 2023. Okay, keep going lower. Other individuals, president of Sudan. Okay, go a little lower. Joseph, is that it? Let me get this straight. That's it?
According to ChatGPT, that is it.
Can you go and Google this and say, outside of ChatGPT, who else have they issue? So then this means they have zero credibility. They have zero credibility when it's something like this.
Yeah.
Because for me, if you're going to go out there, who's missing that should be on that list? You mean to tell me Khomeini's not on that list?
Nope.
You mean to tell me there have to be a bigger list than that?
Assad?
No, zoom in. Who else have they have?
How about maybe the leaders of Hamas or Hezbollah? Nothing.
So they have publicly indicted 67 people.
So who are the biggest names they've ever indicted? 67 people of these names. Let's see if we know any of these guys. Joseph Kony, which remember Kony 2012? Remember that guy when video came out about what he was doing? Yes.
Uganda.
So let's go down the list of names. Keep going lower, Rob. That's 67. Keep going. See where the credibility lies. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Muhammad Ali? Why Muhammad Ali?
I don't know.
No.
That's a different Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad
20. Keep
Ali.
going.
If you're trying to come after the goat, we're going to have a problem.
Gaddafi, okay,
Muammar
2011.
Yeah, but
Another
he was killed
Gaddafi.
before he got arrested.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Philip.
Now we're in 2013. Keep going, keep going,
Vladimir.
keep going. Putin, okay, keep going, keep going. And then you got Netanyahu. How long has ICC been around? When did ICC actually become official? What's the year? If you can go up and see when ICC got started. 1998, ICC. So 98 till today,
60.
those are the folks that have gotten it. Interesting.
But
How many are from anything to do with Houthis? How many are from Hamas? How many are from Hezbollah? How many is from Iran? How many is from what they did? Anything? So then you lose credibility if you're doing something like that, because the amount of damage that's been done by some leaders and, that you're going after, you lose credibility. Now, I can understand a position like that. What would ICC be comparable to, Tom? Like, is ICC comparable to like UN, like WHO? How would you compare ICC?
They do have a court at The Hague, and they have put some people in prison. There's one guy that they sent to Norway for 25 years, I think it was. Like, he ended up in prison in Norway. But it's largely a toothless giant, almost like a press release machine. And they hysterically show Netanyahu now as a fugitive. Fugitive, like fugitive from justice. They call him a fugitive on their docket. He's known as a fugitive. They largely have no bite. There's an international coalition that allows it. And it kind of goes like this. I don't know. We're going to go do some stuff this weekend. I don't really want to be bothered with this. Why don't we just have ICC put Vinny on trial, and then he'll just send him to some country that's got a company that operates prisons, and we'll just hold him there. It's like that.
Who gives them the authority?
The coalition of countries that seem to agree with it. And by the way, this hysterical thing is, when Manuel Noriega, the United States, had enough, what did we do? We went in and pulled his butt out of his little palace, took him to Florida, put him on trial, and put him in our prison because we said, we are pissed. He did wrong. We will take care of this. Thank you very much. Stay out of the frickin' way. That's what happened. But when they don't want to do it that way, Pat, and by the way, that's happened in many countries where countries get mad at somebody and they get upset. And they go and they put them on trial in their country. Then they put them in their prison. So, okay, boom, that's what they do. Meanwhile, the ICC is like this, they're like the park rangers. Think of it that way. They're the park rangers, and for having an illegal campfire, the park rangers could detain you.
Vinny, what do you think about this?
The one thing that stuck out in my head was, what page was it? 8, 7? So when he's saying Justin Trudeau would enforce the ICC warrant, what does that mean? Like
if he goes to Canada, he arrests
okay,
him.
that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
So, when is Netanyahu planning on going to go to Canada? That's like a threat. That's like By the way, I can't take somebody serious that's at a Taylor Swift concert with a bunch, like this many bracelets, PBD, with a bunch of young girls. Like, one of the creepiest things I saw for the past couple of days was the same guy who pushes this LGBTQ agenda, the trans thing. He is so far left. This is Trudeau. Look at this guy. He's at a Taylor Swift concert, and he was making bracelets and giving them to really, what a weird, creepy dude. And like that type of threat, here's my thing. Why is he saying something like that? You know damn well Benjamin Netanyahu is never going to go to Canada. Why would he go to Canada? So
I don't think he's worried about going, because
that's what I'm saying.
You think if Trudeau arrested him in Canada?
Oh my God. Well, Canada would be taken over.
Moments later, Mossad starts going down a list around Trudeau.
Yeah.
I'm going to make an analogy right now.
Your cousin's missing. Your dog's missing.
Don't check your pager.
Just some comparable analogies. Justin Trudeau is the Joe Biden of Canada. He's the Walking Dead. His approval ratings are hovering in the high 30s, low 40s. Have you ever seen any videos of this guy, Pierre Poilievre, this guy in Canada, dismantling Trudeau with every single iota of Trudeau's perfect hair and his coif? Justin Trudeau, as just typical playbook. Well, he's racist. He's anti-women. This guy is just slicing and dicing Trudeau. And Netanyahu, as it turns out, he's sort of the Trump of Israel. He's going to get thrown in jail. His approval ratings are low. Nobody wants him. He's as high as it's ever been. People are basically realizing, oh, shit. All the nonsense we were dealing with during COVID, they were going to throw him in jail. Turns out he's eliminating Hezbollah. Hamas is basically eliminated. The Houthis are basically, when Trump got elected, Houthis basically were like, yeah, we're done. So Netanyahu is
Qatar.
very comparable, to Trump, and Trudeau is very comparable to Biden. I think we're seeing, but the next time that Canada has an
I
election,
will say this.
I think it's October of 2025. Say
I will say this.
goodbye to Trudeau.
For the community that doesn't want any war, I can see why they would support this. I can see why they would support it if you don't want war.
Nobody
Okay.
wants war.
I get that.
Other
But
than the
I'm-
military-industrial complex, which you gave a great example of.
Sure, but I'm
nobody's
ju-
waking up every day, yay, war.
Yeah,
war
but
is a
some-
necessity sometimes.
Some people, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying the people that are for this, all excited about what he's going through, it may be a community that says we don't want any war. So those may be the same people that are Trump supporters saying, hey, hurry up and get in so we can stop all the mess that's going on over there in the Middle East. Who knows? Because some are saying it's going to get in and he's going to back up Netanyahu to go out there and even do more than what he's doing right now. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but we'll see. Again, arrest warrant for Netanyahu from ICC. The last hat we had, the 1 out of 500, it's gone. It's sold like you wouldn't believe. And the one that's 1 out of 50, I believe there's a couple of them selling on eBay for $4,000 or $5,000, numbered hats, because it was only 50 of them. Today, we are dropping a blackout hat. This will go in no time because it's only 250 of them. This is blackout. Late at night, in the dark, you put it on, you can see the Valuetainment, the Future Looks Bright hat. This is limited edition, numbered on the site, out of 250. So first come, first serve. Place the order. It's numbered, again, out of 250 blackout. We're going to put the link up there for you to get, vtmerch.com. Go place your order. And by the way, for some of you guys that want to wear business gear, business attire, these polo shirts, I wear them 2-3 times a week with the Valuetainment logo on it. It's incredible. It's comfortable. It's fitted right. If you want to place an order of those as well, we got some of those available that just came back in. It's in full stock. I highly recommend whatever you're going to order, go order it, because on Thursday, you know what starts on Thursday, put it in your calendar. Massive Black Friday offer starts Thursday morning. We'll be doing a podcast on Thanksgiving, but these numbered hats will go in no time. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.